Back in the day, this was my only friend. Y'all probably can't see. A lot of y'all know me. A lot of y'all know there's been many times in my past that I have self harmed because of demons in my head, if that's what you want to call them, or just so much negativity that I've heard around me and people said to me, or just not feeling. What am I saying? What I'm trying to say is so much negativity in the world really hinders so many of us. It becomes overwhelming because it's the only thing that we can focus on is the negative stuff that's around us. And after a while, we start believing we are worthless and that we are worth nothing. This is not true. I'm going to tell you like this little story. This story I'm about to tell you is not to try to hurt my father's feelings. Lord knows the man has been fighting demons his whole life too, and I know he regrets ever putting his hands on his kids when we was younger. One day, I must have been 13 years old, was in Tennessee, and there's me, my sister, and like some other of our neighborhood friends there hanging out, doing what kids do, just being goofy, playing. And I don't know what got this started, but we started like calling each other names. And this girl, she was like saying trash to my sister, putting her down. I don't know, calling her a bitch or something. I remember getting defensive because I love my sister and I love my family. I love my pops. I love my mom. I love my whole family. And I wasn't going to let somebody talk trash about my sister. So, like an ignorant 13-year-old kid, I called that chick a bitch back. And at first, it didn't bother her, but I guess I have a way of like mocking a person and like keep getting at them until I finally get them pissed off. But she got mad and she ran back to my place where I was living. Told my father that I called her a bitch and a whore or something. Hell, I don't even know what a bitch nor what a whore was back then. Needless to say, I could hear my father yelling my name. My stomach tightened up. I instantly felt sick to my stomach. Um, Inside, I was already starting to cry because I knew what I was fixing to have and what was fixing to happen to me. I was fixing to have another beatdown. Excuse me. So when I get there, our house, we live like, it's like kind of on a hill. So the first floor is like the basement where there's a bedroom, the garage, the washing room where you wash your clothes. So as you walk in the front door, you have to go upstairs or downstairs. I went upstairs where my father was. He was yelling at me and asking me why I called her a bitch and all that. And I was trying to explain to him that that girl was talking trash about my sister. The thing was, the demons in my father's head was really strong, and the lifestyle that we was living in, he he didn't need no police coming there. He didn't need no attention drawn to us. Crazy thing was, he got mad. I tried to be a man and explain to him why I did what I did for, but there was no understanding, no nothing. So my mom told me before that if dad ever flips out again and tries to hurt me, to just leave. So I left. I walked down the stairs and I kind of ran down like 2 blocks. At the stop sign, I was sitting there. Yeah, call me a crybaby, call me what you want to. At 13 years old and being beaten so much and put down and talking about I'm worthless and I wish I was never born, and having words like your father telling me like I'm going to kill you, I hate you. And so I was definitely down there crying like a little bitch. As I'm sitting there, I see my dad walking down the street. He comes up to me, yells and screams, hits me, grabs me by my hair, and drags me back to our house. He dragged me like a caveman would drag his woman. I was on my butt, scrambling, trying to get on my feet, being pulled backwards across the street. There's people out there watching this happen. As we get across the street, as he's pulling me, I look over and I see a woman and a man in a car sitting there at the stop sign waiting to go. She looked at me. The husband would not look at me. He acted like I wasn't even there. I looked at these people for help. I was scared. I was scared. I was scared. They did not help me. We got back to our place. He opened the door, threw me in, hit me over and over again, and then knocked me down the flight of stairs. I fell down the flight of stairs to the first floor, to the basement. He came down there. As I got up on my feet to try to hold myself together, I look over to the side right there in my bedroom, and one of my best friends was sitting there on the bed because he was waiting for me to come back out to play. I looked at him so scared, and my father came down the stairs, hit me, and punched me again into the laundry room, and I hit the door and it busted open. I hit the ground. He proceeded to get on top of me, holding my arms down with both his knees, and started hitting me over and over and over again, just like a grown ass man. Hit me and hit me and hit me. Again, call me a crybaby, call me what you want to, but I cried. I was so scared that I started peeing my pants. Yes, I peed my pants because I was petrified for my life. This man was not my father no more. It was the devil. It was the demon that was coming through his body. His eyes were so red. His spit and slobber was going over my face as he's yelling and screaming at me in my face. He got up and kicked me in my balls because I was peeing my pants, because I was showing fear and scared. He beat the living shit out of me over and over again. After kicking me, he got back on top of me and started wailing on me again. Grabbed my hair on both sides and kept slamming my head into the concrete floor. I never knocked out, but I kept getting these black dots, this blackout thing. Everything was just turning black. I would just over and over again have my head slammed into the concrete slab. Do you know, I do not blame my father because I love that man, and what happened in the past was the past. And it's been 25 years plus that we have no problem, even like, I don't want to jump out the subject, but me, my father's perfect. He hates what he did. He cannot take that stuff back. It's something he's got to live with the rest of his life. And when he's laying on his deathbed, I don't want my father to think about that as he's drifting off. I want him to think about the beautiful things in our life and the great relationship that we do have. So I am not mad at my father. What I am mad about and what I don't understand is how society can let this happen to a child. How can anybody not step in there when they're seeing a grown-ass man dragging their child? The sad part was the people on the street, especially people the lady and that man that was driving the car, they didn't know who I was. They didn't know if that was my father or not. But they did. They just turned their head, and that's the problem with the world today. Is too many people are not helping, and they're not reaching out. They're just turning their head. They're just walking by. They just walk by. All y'all. I hope y'all out there don't tell my dad, hey, I'm glad, you're over all that stuff, and I'm glad you found peace in your heart because, I mean, he is a total different man now. The love and respect he has for me and my brothers and sisters, and, there's times that my family don't even call him or talk to him, and they must still have this hidden hate inside them, which is understandable. But I have a heart, and I know that man, my father, that was not him. It was the demon. Just like we all suffer, we do stupid things every single day that we don't realize it, and then it's too late. We can't take them back. We just need to quit walking by people. You know what I mean? There's a lot of women being beat